Uther vs Arthas, Master vs Apprentice, Redemption or Doom? The video opens with an epic montage, sweeping shots of Azeroth's landscapes, grand battles against the forces of darkness, Uther leading his knights with his hammer aloft, Arthas sparring in training grounds, shared laughs between mentor and apprentice, and finally, the haunting image of Arthas as the Lich King. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most riveting and heartbreaking stories in the Warcraft universe. We're talking about Uther the Lightbringer and his star pupil, Arthas Menethil. Was redemption ever an option for Arthas, or was his downfall inevitable? Section 1. The Legacy of Uther Lightbringer. Who was Uther? Uther the Lightbringer was an absolute legend. Shield Sparkles born in Lordaeron, he wasn't just any paladin, he was the very first of the Knights of the Silver Hand. Imagine being the Og paladin that all others look up to. Uther was dedicated to the principles of justice, honor, and the light from a young age. He was known for his wisdom and unwavering commitment to doing what's right, even when the going got tough. When Prince Arthas came along, Uther saw immense potential in him. He took Arthas under his wing, eager to pass on combat skills and the moral compass he'd developed over the years. Uther wanted Arthas to understand that being a paladin wasn't just about swinging a hammer, it was about upholding the values that protected and inspired the people. Section 2. The Rise of Arthas Menethil. Arthas grew up as the crown prince of Lordaeron, with the weight of the kingdom on his shoulders. Castle crowned despite the pressures, he was genuinely committed to his people and trained hard to prove himself. Under Uther's mentorship, Arthas excelled. They shared many adventures, from quelling uprisings to defending villages from marauding orcs. Their relationship was a mix of mutual respect, occasional frustration, and deep affection. Arthas was also close with Jaina Proudmoore, a brilliant mage from Dalaran. Red Heart the two had a budding romance. Balancing duty, love, and training wasn't easy, but for a time, he seemed destined for greatness. Section 3. The Plague of Undeath. Everything changed when reports came in about a strange plague spreading through the northern villages. Man-zombie, it quickly became evident that this was something far more sinister. The undead were attacking the living. Arthas and Uther were dispatched to investigate and stop the plague, but their efforts felt like drops in the ocean. Arthas took each loss personally, feeling as though he was failing his people. His darker tendencies started to surface as he became fixated on finding the source of the plague. Uther grew concerned, noticing the strain on his apprentice but unsure how to ease his burdens. Section 4. The Culling of Stratholme. Then came the infamous culling of Stratholme. Arthas discovers that the city's grain supply has been tainted. The citizens are all infected, and Arthas decides the only way to save Lordaeron is to purge the city. Uther is appalled and refuses to carry out such a horrific act against innocent people. Jaina pleads with Arthas to reconsider. But Arthas is resolute, believing this is the only way to stop the plague. In a fit of anger, Arthas accuses Uther of treason and disbands the Order of the Silver Hand. It's a climactic moment where everything they've built together crumbles. Section 5. Arthas' Descent. Following Stratholme, Arthas becomes consumed by vengeance. He leads his men to Northrend to hunt Mal'Ganis, the dreadlord behind the plague. Snowflake, despite protests and warnings, he orders the destruction of their ships, trapping his men. In Northrend, Arthas's obsession grows. He and Muradin Bronzebeard search for Frostmourne, a blade said to have the power to defeat any foe. Despite warnings that the sword is cursed, Arthas takes up Frostmourne, sealing his fate and becoming a pawn of the Lich King. The transformation is subtle at first, but the noble prince is slipping away. Section 6. The Betrayal. Arthas returns to Lordaeron to a hero's welcome, but it's a scene from a nightmare. Dagger and a shocking turn, Arthas assassinates his father, King Terenas, ushering chaos into the kingdom. Confronting Uther becomes inevitable. They meet on the battlefield, mentor versus apprentice. Uther fights with all his might, trying to reach Arthas through the darkness. But Arthas is lost, driven by the will of the Lich King. He strikes down Uther, extinguishing one of Azeroth's brightest lights. Section 7. Themes of Redemption. Was Arthas beyond saving? Were there moments when a different choice could have led to a different outcome? If Uther had been more understanding, could he have guided Arthas back from the brink? The story touches on profound themes of fate versus free will. Arthas made choices but was influenced by powerful forces. It's a classic tragedy where the hero's flaws become his undoing. Section 8. Uther's aftermath. Even in death, Uther's influence didn't wane. His legacy inspired others to continue the fight against darkness. His tomb became a symbol of hope. Sparkles. In the Shadowlands, Uther's soul didn't rest easy. He struggled with regret and guilt over Arthas's fall, questioning if he could have done more. It's a poignant look at how even the strongest heroes carry their burdens. Section 9. Arthas Endgame. Arthas assumes the mantle of the Lich King atop the frozen throne. Snow-capped mountain, he raises an army known as the Scourge, spreading terror across Azeroth. The world unites against him, leading to the epic raid on Icecrown Citadel. During the final confrontation, moments of his past flicker through, hinting at remorse. His soul is claimed by the Maw, reserved for the irredeemable. It's a somber end to a once promising hero. So there you have it, the tragic tale of Uther and Arthas. From mentorship and camaraderie to betrayal, their story is about the complexities of duty, morality, and choices. Crying. Was Arthas's descent into darkness preventable? Maybe if circumstances had been different, or if Uther had found the right words. But perhaps some paths are set by our choices and the forces acting upon us. What do you think? Could Arthas have been redeemed? Was Uther too rigid, or did he do all he could? I'd love to hear your thoughts and theories. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Warcraft's compelling stories. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for more lore discussions. Thumbs up bell. Next, we'll explore Sylvanas Windrunner's journey, from Ranger to Banshee Queen and beyond. Trust me, it's going to be epic. Until next time, stay curious. Glowing star.